Welcome back. Today we embarking on a treasure hunt of epic proportion. Landstalker, The Treasures of King Nole. A classic action-adventure game that hit the Sega Genesis in 1992, developed by Climax Entertainment. Known for its captivating blend of challenging puzzles, intricate dungeons, and a unique isometric perspective, Landstalker quickly became a beloved title among Sega fans. The game puts you in the boots of Nigel, a treasure hunter on a quest for the legendary treasures of King Nole. Along the way, you'll explore lush forests, treacherous mountains, and mysterious ruins, all while engaging in combat with a variety of enemies and solving some truly mind-bending puzzles. Landstalker stands out in the 16-bit era not only for its engaging gameplay, but also for its richly detailed world and colorful characters. The isometric viewpoint was a bold design choice that added a layer of depth and complexity to the game's exploration and puzzle-solving elements. Despite its charming graphics and whimsical storyline, the game is well known for its difficulty, requiring players to master its mechanics and think critically to progress. The game's mixture of action, exploration, and puzzle solving, combined with its memorable soundtrack and engaging narrative, has cemented Landstalker as a quintessential experience on the Genesis, one that continues to be celebrated by retro gaming enthusiasts today. Before we move on, hit that subscribe button and stay up to date on more deep dives into retro gaming. At the heart of Landstalker is a classic treasure hunting tale filled with adventure, mystery, and a dash of humor. The game begins with our protagonist, Nigel, a seasoned treasure hunter and swordsman with a knack for finding hidden riches. Nigel is lured into a new quest after a chance encounter with a wood nymph named Friday, who claims to know the location of the legendary treasures of King Nole, a wealth so immense it's said to make its finder the richest person alive. The story takes place in the vast, vibrant world of Mercator, a land full of secrets, danger, and intrigue. Friday's knowledge of King Nole's treasure makes her a valuable ally, and together, she and Nigel set off on a journey that will take them through dense forests, perilous caves, and ancient ruins. As they explore, they're constantly hounded by other treasure seekers, bandits, and the greedy Duke Mercator, who has his own designs on King Nole's riches. The story in Landstalker is enriched by its humor and quirky dialogue, which give it a light-hearted tone despite the high stakes. Nigel's interactions with Friday, as well as the various other characters he meets, are often filled with witty banter that keeps the adventure engaging and entertaining. The game also sprinkles in moments of tension and drama, especially as Nigel gets closer to uncovering the secrets of King Nole's treasure. Ultimately, Landstalker's story is a perfect blend of classic adventure tropes and unique twists, making it a compelling narrative that keeps players hooked from start to finish. It's a tale of bravery, cleverness, and the relentless pursuit of a dream, with a cast of characters that are as memorable as the treasure they seek. Landstalker's gameplay is a masterclass in blending action, exploration, and puzzle solving, all delivered through its unique isometric perspective. At its core, the game is an action-adventure title, but it distinguishes itself with a mix of elements that challenge the player's reflexes, spatial awareness, and problem-solving skills. The game is set in a sprawling world, full of diverse environments, from dense forests and treacherous mountains to intricate dungeons and ancient ruins. Exploration is key, as Nigel must traverse these areas, uncovering hidden paths, collecting items, and interacting with NPCs. The isometric viewpoint adds a layer of complexity to movement and platforming, requiring players to carefully navigate tricky jumps and avoid hazards. This perspective, though occasionally challenging due to the angle, contributes significantly to the game's charm and sense of adventure. Combat in Landstalker is straightforward but satisfying. Nigel uses his trusty sword to fend off a variety of enemies ranging from simple woodland creatures to formidable bosses. The game's controls are tight, allowing for precise attacks and movement, which is crucial given the game's difficulty. Enemies are strategically placed, often requiring players to think before they engage, especially when dealing with multiple foes or environmental obstacles at the same time. Boss battles are a highlight, each requiring a combination of timing, strategy, and patience to defeat. Where Landstalker truly shines is in its puzzle design. The game's dungeons are filled with puzzles that test a player's logic and spatial reasoning. These puzzles often involve manipulating the environment, pushing blocks, activating switches, and finding the correct sequence to open doors or reveal hidden passages. Some of the puzzles are quite challenging, demanding careful observation and experimentation. The isometric view adds to the difficulty, as players must consider not only the horizontal plane but also height and depth, making some of the puzzles a real brain teaser. Nigel's inventory system is another key gameplay element. Throughout the game, he collects various items that aid in his quest, such as healing herbs, keys, and special weapons. Some items are essential for progressing through certain areas or solving specific puzzles. Managing these items effectively, knowing when to use them, and understanding how they interact with the environment is crucial for success. Additionally, Landstalker features a currency system where players can earn money by defeating enemies or finding hidden caches, which can then be used to buy items or upgrades. Despite its relatively simple premise, Landstalker offers a rich and varied gameplay experience. The combination of action, exploration, and puzzle solving, all framed within the game's distinctive isometric perspective, ensures that the game remains engaging from start to finish. It's a game that challenges players on multiple levels, requiring not just quick reflexes but also keen observation and strategic thinking. This blend of gameplay elements is what makes Landstalker not only a memorable experience, but also a standout title in the Sega Genesis library. The graphics and sound design of Landstalker are integral to its charm and lasting appeal, perfectly complementing the game's engaging gameplay and rich storyline. For a game released in 1992, Landstalker pushed the limits of what the Sega Genesis could achieve, creating a vibrant, immersive world that players could lose themselves in. Visually, Landstalker is a feast for the eyes, particularly when considering the hardware limitations of the time. The game is presented in a colorful, isometric viewpoint that gives the world a sense of depth and dimension, setting it apart from the more traditional top-down or side-scrolling perspectives of other games from that era. The isometric angle, while occasionally challenging for precise platforming, adds a unique aesthetic that contributes to the game's distinctive look and feel. It gives each environment a pseudo-3D effect, making exploration feel more dynamic and alive. One of the standout graphical elements is the game's use of lighting and shadow. Although limited by the 16-bit architecture, Landstalker manages to create a sense of depth and realism through clever use of shading and color contrasts. This is particularly evident in the game's dungeon sections, where dimly lit corridors and shadowy corners enhance the feeling of exploration and danger. The attention to detail in these environments helps immerse players in the world, making it feel more alive and expansive. Complementing the game's visuals is a memorable soundtrack composed by Motoaki Takenouchi, whose work on Landstalker stands as one of the highlights of the Sega Genesis era. The music in Landstalker is both atmospheric and catchy, perfectly capturing the adventurous spirit of the game. Each area of the game is accompanied by its own distinct theme, from the upbeat, adventurous melodies of the overworld to the eerie, tension-filled tracks that play during dungeon exploration. The music not only enhances the atmosphere, but also serves to guide the player's emotions, heightening the sense of excitement, danger, or mystery as appropriate. What's remarkable about Landstalker's graphics and sound is how well they have aged. While the game is undoubtedly a product of its time, the artistic direction and sound design have a timeless quality that continues to resonate with players today. The combination of vibrant, detailed visuals and a captivating soundtrack creates an experience that's both nostalgic and enduring, making Landstalker a standout title not just on the Genesis, but in the pantheon of classic video games. Landstalker is more than just a gem in the Sega Genesis library. It's a defining title in the action-adventure genre, with a legacy that has influenced countless games and captivated players for decades. Released in 1992, Landstalker quickly established itself as a fan favorite, standing out in a crowded field of 16-bit classics due to its unique blend of gameplay elements, distinctive isometric perspective, and rich storytelling. One of the most significant aspects of Landstalker's legacy is its influence on subsequent action-adventure games. The game's combination of exploration, combat, and puzzle solving set a standard that many games would follow, particularly in how it seamlessly integrated these elements into a cohesive experience. The isometric viewpoint, while challenging for some players, offered a new way to experience adventure games, providing a sense of depth and complexity that was innovative for its time. This perspective would go on to inspire other titles, particularly in the RPG and adventure genres, where the balance between exploration and puzzle solving became a key component. Landstalker also played a crucial role in shaping the identity of the Sega Genesis as a platform that could offer deep, immersive experiences. During a time when Sega was in fierce competition with Nintendo, Landstalker showcased the Genesis's ability to deliver complex, narrative-driven games that could stand toe-to-toe with anything on the Super Nintendo. This helped to solidify the Genesis's reputation as a home for more mature and challenging games, appealing to an audience that was looking for something beyond the usual platformers and arcade-style titles. The game's characters, particularly Nigel and Friday, have become iconic figures in retro gaming culture. Their banter, along with the game's quirky NPCs and memorable villains, left a lasting impression on players. This has led to Nigel's appearance in various Sega-related media and spin-offs, as well as his role as a cameo in other games, underscoring his status as a beloved character within the Sega universe. Beyond its immediate impact, Landstalker also paved the way for spiritual successors and inspired a lineage of games that carried forward its adventurous spirit. Titles like Alundra and Dark Savior are often seen as spiritual successors to Landstalker, building upon its foundation with new ideas while retaining the core elements that made the original so beloved. These games, while not direct sequels, are often viewed as part of the same family, carrying forward the torch of isometric action adventures that Landstalker first ignited. In the end, Landstalker is more than just a game. It's a piece of gaming history. Its legacy is one of innovation, challenge, and enduring appeal, a true testament to the creativity and ambition of the developers at Climax Entertainment. Whether you're revisiting it for the umpteenth time or discovering it anew, Landstalker remains a thrilling journey that has rightfully earned its place in the pantheon of retro gaming legend. Thank you for joining us. If you like this deep dive into the retro world of Landstalker, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, keep questing and keep gaming.